Activate VR function.
We all know names like Oculus, Valve, Quest, and the HTC Vive if you're talking about VR headsets. But if you're looking for deals on the internet for VR, there's probably a few that have come up that look promising and to an unsuspecting buyer look to be good deals. Who knows, your grandma hears you talking about all this virtual reality stuff and before you know it, you're opening a Christmas present with a boba VR that she found on sale from $1,000 to $50. So looking around, I found 3 headsets that I think I'm gonna buy to see if these are scams or if it's just a matter of you get what you pay for. The first one is what's called the Virtual Reality Headset Glasses 360 Panoramic. Sounds like a promising enough title. It's lighter and smaller. You will not feel any weight while using or carrying. Plus, it has IPD adjustment, which not even Oculus can get right. A thermal design, and it looks like it's easy to fix your phone. Turns out that this headset is all over the internet, from Amazon to Wish like I'm on right now. And one recurring theme are thumbnails like this. So you can tell what this headset is really for, and the reviews say the same thing. Philip says, fantastic quality item, has built-in headphones too, which is handy for late night use. I'm sure it is, Philip. Other 5-star reviews say, awesome, looks good, not tried yet. Well, that's why I'm here. And for a ripe old price of $25, how can I go wrong? The only question is, what size do I want? With VR function or no VR function? Or high quality. Looks like I don't really want to order this headset and not get a VR headset since I don't know what would come if I got no VR function. I guess I'll go with the VR function. $40 it is for this one. The next one is a headset that I see all the time if I just type in VR headset to Amazon. And I know it catches people's eyes because it caught mine. This is the Avegant Glyph AG101 VR headset, and it no joke looks like a pair of Beats that are flipped the wrong way. However, built in, there is actually a VR headset of some type, and it does in fact have a 9-axis IMU for head tracking. Looking down in the reviews, I'd look even happier about this purchase. I am a gamer. I'm also married. Thanks for the clarification. After watching the movie Ready Player One, I was wondering if we had advanced enough to have something similar. And we have, and this is what it looks like. So I don't know exactly what this does, but it costs $150, which is a stark difference from a lot of the other headsets that cost $30 or $25, or I guess $40 for the VR function one. But we gotta do it, so I'll order it. And finally, we have this headset that's really cheap and it looks interesting, kind of like the other one that we just got, but yeah, for $12, I couldn't pass this one up. You'll notice something is off here. I ordered 3 headsets, yet I have 2 big packages and one that's a little smaller than the others. Unless I ordered a VR headset made for Lego minifigures, something's up. Gosh, how did I miss this? Ceramic oval ornaments. Look, I searched for 3 headsets that looked distinct yet were cheap, and this one popped up. I didn't look too much longer and I just ordered it. I could have sworn this did not say ceramic oval ornaments on it when I actually bought it a few weeks ago. I don't know if the title changed or if I just bought it without looking. I mean, it even says right there, virtual reality headset, then it says ceramic ornament. Look, I'm not letting my $11.99 go to waste. I've always wanted some VR swag, and I guess it looks like I finally got it. Plus, I guess it would look good on a Christmas tree. So did I just get scammed, or did I just order something a little too fast? I'm gonna plead the 5th. Next up though, we have the bane of all virtual reality existence, the ShineCon Phone VR. So if you talk to people within VR circles, phone-based VR like the Cardboard or Gear VR or headsets like this have a terrible reputation because they're usually the only kind of VR that massive amounts of people have tried, and it's also typically really bad quality VR. So millions of people have this idea that VR sucks because they tried out something like this or the Cardboard, when in reality, phone VR just sucks, not VR itself. And to be honest, looking at it from an outside point of view, where new Android phones don't even support VR functionality, these headsets being sold as cheap as they are with the claims that they claim really almost puts the entire category of these types of headsets in the scam category. But there are a couple things I want to try with this headset before I put it in its grave and label this headset in its entirety a scam. Looking in the box, you get one of the cheapest and worst controllers I've ever seen in my life. And of course, it comes with no batteries. The way a headset like this works is you take your phone, and in my case, it's a Pixel 3 XL, download the Cardboard or Daydream applications, and after that, you can launch games or other applications made for VR that split the screen in half, and then, well, you put on the headset and adjust the lenses. Here, I try out a roller coaster simulator, and, well, I gotta say, the viewing experience isn't half bad. I mean, the resolution isn't bad, the screen door effect isn't terrible either, and the field of view on the headset is likely pretty close to the advertised 90 to 100 degrees, which is comparable to other headsets like the Rift S and Quest. But the good ends here. There's a big difference in functionality between phone VR and something like the Oculus Quest. It sounds crazy because the hardware between this phone and an Oculus Quest are almost the exact same. Yet, they're not the same. A good headset like the Quest operates in 6 degrees of freedom, meaning, well, you can move around in 6 degrees, rotation, and depth in the XYZ axis. Phone VR, on the other hand, only works with 3 degrees of freedom, meaning you have rotation, and that's it. If you walk around with the headset on, well, nothing's gonna happen because, well, that data is just not tracked. So the actual applications you can run are pretty small and limited. Headsets like these are best for media viewing and things like, you know, roller coaster simulators. Plus, the actual comfort and fit of a headset like this is pretty awful. These elastic straps were definitely made to make this thing cheap, not to provide the customer with anything actually usable. And it feels like no matter where I adjust them, this thing just isn't secure and certainly is not reassuring to have on. If you move around too much, it's pretty much coming off, and that's no problem since you won't be moving around too much. There is a hidden potential of cheap headsets like this though, and I know for a fact that there are ways to get phone-based VR, and yeah, that means a headset like this that only costs 40 bucks, fully working with a PC. So you can play PC VR games like Elite Dangerous or even Half-Life Alyx if you really wanted to. My problem here is that I couldn't get things to work properly, unfortunately. Although I will be looking in the future at making a video on a headset like this to work with a Vive tracker, because that is totally possible, and it would turn a cheap headset like this into a full 6DoF PC VR headset. But like I said, I couldn't get it working properly with this headset in particular and the software that I was running. Really, phone VR has its place, and that place is in 2016, where it was born and where it died. I'm sorry to anyone that buys one of these expecting any more than what you get, because with the marketing terms like 360-degree immersive gaming experience and the words VR thrown on top, someone that doesn't know any better could very well buy one of these things thinking they're getting a deal before they put it down and think VR is a shitty gimmick and tell all their friends about it too. It has potential if you're willing to tinker with it or use something like RiftCat, and I'm not saying that there isn't a single decent application for this headset, or that people haven't enjoyed it in the past. But if you ask me if pictures of half-naked women and overstated claims of immersion make this thing a scam, I'd say a yes. And now finally we have the one that I'm most excited about, the weirdest headset that I've personally seen, and honestly one of the weirder modern headsets that I've tried, the Glyph. Now this thing cost $150, which isn't cheap, but it is cheaper than most VR headsets out there. But what do you really get for the price? Is it actually a decent headset, especially for the price? And here's where I gotta say, kinda. I mean, let me just explain. The actual build of the thing isn't terrible. It's far better than the ShineCon, and a little more functional than the Christmas tree ornament, so there's that. And I was a little shocked to look in the packaging and see that the headset itself is pretty nice. You get a carrying bag, different nose pieces, there's a ton of adjustability on the headset for eye focus, IPD, comfort. All in all, it's not too shabby. The actual thing itself is incredibly weird, but it only gets weirder. Well, maybe weirder to you if you've only been in VR for the past few years, because really, this headset isn't all that weird. Back before we had Oculus and Valve and HTC duking it out making sixed-off VR headsets, there were actually quite a few companies making headsets that were essentially just screens strapped to your face. I mean, they used to be all over the place. They weren't particularly popular, but it was a thing. The one that comes to mind immediately that I wanted as a kid was the Sony Glastron. But back then, marketing was a little more honest, at least the ones that I know of. Virtual reality wasn't a promise. Instead, they were marketed as head-mounted displays, which makes sense. Instead, the Glyph, which is just that, a head-mounted display, nothing more, is called a virtual reality headset, which is bullshit. What it does do, however, is work as another monitor. And it does that very well. You just plug in the HDMI, charge it up, and it works like you'd expect. It's not a screen mirror or virtual desktop, it's literally a monitor, except really close to your eyes and look like a pair of beads. And yeah, it works just fine as that. I guess if you want a third monitor where no one can see what you're doing, or you can play games on it like I'm playing Overwatch here. But this is far from playing a game in virtual reality. And don't expect any virtual reality game to work for it. I mean, I guess technically VR chat works, but then again, that's a desktop application as well. And I gotta say, this is the most roundabout, worst way to possibly play VR chat with a virtual reality headset. I'll give it credit though, it is actually pretty clear. And it is far clearer of a display than any VR headset I have used and operated the desktop with. Although it is pretty much like using your PC from 10 feet away with a 24-inch monitor. Not exactly the best working conditions. I guess this is useful for something like travel. You can go from listening to music to watching a movie with one swift movement, and people will just assume you forgot how to wear your headphones. However, labeling this as a virtual reality headset, yeah, not a chance. If you call this an HMD, we're all good. VR headset though, or goggles in this case, and you're piggybacking off the sale of real VR headsets, and you're hitting scam territory. And while this thing is actually pretty comfortable and I could see a use for it, do I see $150 of use? Absolutely not. And like I said, it's not a VR headset. I'm labeling this a scam. It ain't virtual reality. So look, there are tons of scams out there. Some of them very real VR scams that need to be addressed. I could only cover 3 and my wallet could only cover 3. But I see things like Valve Index full kit on Alibaba for $200 and it gets me curious. What if it's not a scam? But that's the kind of thing that people say right before they're about to get scammed. If you did like this video though, make sure you let me know because I might search for more headsets like these to buy up and see for ourselves just how scammy or maybe good they are. Who knows? We might find a diamond in the rough. You can also submit things for me to look at and maybe make a video on in my Discord server. Plus, I will be streaming today, so come on in and we'll chat about some more experiences that I had with these headsets. Thank you to all of my Patreon supporters, especially my Omegas like Benji, Very Evil Shadow, Fusion Oak, Jake, Crossalon, Zimph, Ronzarelli, Snowman VR, Studio Form VR, Tristan, True Killa, VR Ambassador, and VR Balance. I literally couldn't do a video like this without you, like no joke. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like this video if you loved it, subscribe if you want more of this, and hit that freaking bell if you just can't live without it. Much love, Thrill out.